Today we are going to show you top 10 conspiracy theories predicted by the SIMPSON'S cartoon. Welcome to the Fact Spot. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another video. With 30 seasons, some crazy stories, and a whole lot of content to sift through, the Simpsons fan base has come up with some pretty crazy theories over the years, from time traveling to revealing dark secrets. Number 1. One of the greatest Simpsons mysteries and cliffhangers was the two-part special Who Shot Mr. Burns? Well, the show tried to convince us otherwise, that it was Maggie. There are some believers who point the yellow finger towards Marge, so why did Mr. Burns throw the baby under the bus? Well, he knew Maggie wouldn't get arrested or in any serious trouble for the attempted murder. He chose to protect Marge because, as seen in previous episodes, he's in love with her even if he can't have her. He saved her from a prison sentence. Number 2. And speaking of time, one of the biggest theories about the show would place the whole thing on an endless time loop that would no doubt confuse Homer to no end. A theory has gone around stating that the show will end with scenes from the very first episode linking the beginning to the end in a complete circle and creating even more theories than ABC. Last Simpsons producer LG has even discussed this theory in detail, hinting at it if the show ever does end, maybe by season 50. Number 3. To help some diversity on the show, rumors sparked for years that Waylon Smithers was originally supposed to be African American and feature blue hair. A version of these darker tones can be seen in the episode Homer's Odyssey. The theorized reason for the change to yellow skin was he was too much of a servant to Mr. Burns, and making him African American didn't feel right. But producers dispute this claim, saying the strange coloring in Homer's Odyssey was just a production error. Number 4. Nelson leads a life of no good, constantly causing trouble and doing nothing to help his future. The theory explains he grows up to turn into Barney, but wants to go back in the past and warn his former self to make positive changes for the future. Professor Frank helps him travel through time under the fake name Barney. But before he can complete his mission, he travels into Moe's tavern, gets drunk, and forgets his mission, along with everything about the future, or that his original name was Nelson. Number 5. Maud Flanders may have suffered a terrible death at the hands of some flying t-shirts. But what's her whole life a lie? Anyway, watching back on her life with Ned Flanders, many fans have pointed out she never really cared when Ned was injured, in danger, or even on the brink of death. Number 6. Even for a cartoon, the early seasons of The Simpsons were pretty grounded. But after a few seasons, things got a little more outlandish and unrealistic. One extremely popular theory states that when Homer fell into a coma in the episode, so it's come to this, as Simpsons clips show, the rest of the series actually takes place in his head, while he lies in a vegetative state. It helps explain the characters not aging and some of the crazier plots, like Homer going into outer space when he wakes up from his coma. It will mark the end of the series. Number 7. One of the most unique episodes of The Simpsons has to be Season 7's 22 short films about Springfield. In one short, Principal Skinner invites Superintendent Chalmers over for a meal but burns the roast. He sneaks over to Krusty Burger and infamously calls his replacement meal steamed hams. Many people pondered why Skinner would burn the roast in the first place, and the answer is found right. In the short, upon Gentleman's arrival, he claims he's late from bad directions. So obviously Skinner was waiting to take the roast out until the superintendent arrived, not expecting him to be so late. Number 8. Krusty the Clown may be one of the worst clowns around, but is it all just a gag? The Krusty the Clown show may have fans in the form of Bart and Lisa Simpson, but as the actual show molded after Variety, shows like Saturday Night Live well. This would help explain the random celebrity guest Krusty's depressive attitude and the super violent cartoon shorts like Itchy and Scratchy. Krusty's show only lasts as long as it does because there are plenty of adults tuning in for the laughs. Number 9. And speaking of Homer, when he's not actually working at the plant, he's typically up to no good and hurting himself in the process. How can Homer be so reckless over and over again? Well, fans theorize the crazy father of 3 knows he's a cartoon pretty much because God told him so. Of course, Homer keeps this secret from others and uses the dimensions of a cartoon to get away with a lot of things he wouldn't have otherwise done in the real world. Number 10. One of the classic gags on the show features Bart prank calling Moe's Tavern and fooling the owner time and time again. But what if Moe isn't the biggest fool he's made out to be, and it's actually in on the joke? Moe has a lot of affection for the whole Simpsons family, and there's no harm done in giving Bart a little entertainment now. And then plus, after all these years, you'd think he would at least have caller ID. Number 11. is there a long-lost episode of The Simpsons, one so dark they refuse to air well? That's the creepypasta, which has been spread over the internet. In the past several years, footage has even showed up online where it looks like a dead Bart Simpson lies in a casket. The rumors and theories have built up for so many years that The Simpsons creators did a little nod to it in the season 30 premiere episode entitled Bart's Not Dead. Number 12. For 30 seasons, the bumbling and incompetent Homer Simpson has been working as the Springfield nuclear power plant safety inspector, but how in the world does he keep his job for so long? One theory keeps things pretty simple. Mr. Burns wants him in the position because he doesn't care about the safety. A true professional would notice all types of violations and problems, leading to major expenses and upgrades for the power plant. Paying Homer to essentially do nothing saves them a ton of money in the long run. Number 13. Not too many characters have perished on The Citizens, but one of the saddest deaths may be Bleeding Gums Murphy, the jazz musician Lisa connected with early on in the series. His death was never explained on the show, but multiple theories have popped up that Murphy died of an overdose. The first clues pointed the character being based off famous jazz musicians with their own history of drug abuse, and Murphy showcasing addictive personality on the show in the form of expensive Faberge eggs. Number 14. So if Bart is the eventual creator of the show, have we already seen some of his episodes? Well, in one of the earliest Treehouse of Horror episodes, Bart is the one to narrate and create the alien creatures known as Kang and Kodos. It's pretty safe to say that any episode they appear in are a part of Bart's fanfiction, and Bart may have even written one of the biggest pieces of fanfiction of all The Simpsons and Futurama crossover episode. Number 15. We've seen The Simpsons crossover with shows like Futurama and Family Guy, but what if the show was connected to a Nicktoons, specifically Hey Arnold? In an episode of the show, a quick shot at a police station shows a wanted picture for Sideshow Bob and even features his trademark yellow skin. Maybe when Bob isn't wreaking havoc on Springfield, he's hiding out in one of the apartments in Arnold's building. It also helps with The Simpsons creator Matt Groening is the brother-in-law to Hey Arnold creator Craig Bartlett. Number 16. How can The Simpsons afford to live a lifestyle where they travel the world, start all types of new careers, and never seem to worry about money? Well, besides being just a cartoon, Homer's bank account may be more loaded than any of us suspecting. One of the main reasons. While he was given complete ownership of the Denver Broncos, a team valued at over $1 billion. Homer was also a part of the barbershop quartet, known as the B-Sharps, and could still be collecting some royalties thanks to the releases. Number 17. What the future holds for Bart, the prankster. Well, if some of his theories come true, then he will actually become the creator and writer of The Simpsons, making a show within a show. Bart would write a cartoon based upon his family and the crazy hijinks of Springfield. The whole idea makes sense considering Matt Groening based The Simpsons family off his own sisters and parents while growing up. Time for another flash-forward episode to confirm it's true. Number 18. For 30 years, The Simpsons has not aged well. Everyone in Springfield anyway. Characters who leave Springfield advance age and even expand their families. Just look at the Italian Bob episode where Sideshow Bob is a little older with kids and families of his own. The city of Springfield is stuck in some sort of tesseract where time does not change, but the city is able to adapt with new technology and advancements are brought in. Number 19. And the episode HOMR, we learn Homer has a crayon stuffed in his brain, and the removal of the crayon turns him into a super genius. But what if the whole family were geniuses? We already know about Lisa's high IQ. Marge focuses on taking care of her family. Instead of showing off, Maggie has shown way above normal expectations and advancements. For a baby her age, and Bart has the ability to be smart, but chooses to slack off to help get through school with more fun. A flash forward to the future showcases Bart's career as a Chief Justice. Number 20. The greatest debate about The Simpsons will always be about which state the family actually lives in. Maybe we have never had a clear answer because there isn't one in the episode Trash of the Titans. The show has shown they have the ability to move everything and settle down in a new area. So what if all this time they're just going from state to state, establishing themselves as a new Springfield each time? Here are some of conspiracy theories predicted by the SIMPSON'S cartoon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.